Good afternoon, all the dignitaries, respected professors, and my dear friends. I am Vaishnavi Radhesham Suryavanshi, student of BSc final year from SS Jaikwal College, Arjuni Morgaon. I am standing in front of you to present my speech on National Education Policy 2020. As we know that the India is the largest population and is the largest democracy in the world, but does it make India a developed country? The answer is partly yes and no. According to the government's report of 2023, 50% of India's population is aged below 25, which makes India the country of youngsters. But our country is as developed as China, Japan or USA? No. Why? Then why our country is lacking in the knowledge and development? Because there is a biggest reason behind this is our Indian education system. So, over the past few years in our Indian education system, memorization was prioritized over the understanding of knowledge, and the more emphasis was laid on the traditional subject and less on the developing the vocational skills. So, to overcome all these pitfalls and limitations and to reform our Indian education system, our India has developed the new education policy in 2020. So, in our India, the first education policy was established in 1968. Then, after that, in 1986, the second education policy was established. After 34 years of the education policy, then in the first time in the 21st century, the third education policy, that is new education policy, was introduced on 29 July 2020 by the panel headed by K. Kasturirangan, the former ISRO chief. Now we know it commonly as the NEP 2020. So the NEP, let's talk briefly about NEP 2020. So NEP 2020 is based on the five guiding pillars, which included access, equity, quality, accountability, and affordability. If these five things implement correctly, then our new education policy, that is NEP 2020, will come into the real existence. So now what are the purposes and principles of the new education policy 2020? So first one, the NEP is focusing on providing quality education for the students of both rural and urban areas of the India. Then another is India is focusing on realizing and nurturing the unique qualities of each of the students in India for their holistic development. Then third one is, rather than focusing on the bookish knowledge, the NEP is promoting the life skills and the vocational skills like critical thinking, then creativity, problem solving, then communication skills, emotional skills, social skills, ethics, and human values for the students' welfare. Now, another comes NEP encourage multilingualism, that is multiple language, and it gives power to the language for learning and education. Then afterwards, the next come is that NEP is also aims to increase the enrollment, that is gross enrollment ratio GER from 26.3% to the 100% up to the year of 2030. In NEP aims to make education application based and skill oriented. That is, and NEP gives the idea that education is a public service and the quality education is a right of every child of the India. Now the new education policy 2020 has the biggest goal is to make India the global knowledge superpower, that is Vishwaguru. So now let's talk about what are the advantages and disadvantages, as every coin has two sides, bad and the good. So now let's talk about pros, that is positive side of the NEP. So first of all, the NEP has the biggest change in the schools, that is the curricular structure that of 10+2 is changes to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is, it is divided into foundational division, foundational stage. This other is preparatory stage. Third one is the middle stage, and fourth one is the secondary stage. So by this, the children can develop their early childhood. So after this, as I am the student of higher education, and the audience, that is the students, are also from the higher education. So let's talk about NEP for the higher education. So as all we know that degree is of now 4 years. That is, after completion of 1 year, the student will get certificate. After completion of 2 years, student will get the diploma. After completion of 3 years, student will get the bachelor's degree, and after completion of 4 years of education, the student will be able to get the bachelor's degree in the research. Now, the NEP, that is the National Education Policy, gives the flexibility to the students of the higher education. That is, with the option of multiple entry and multiple exits, and other is it gives option to change the subject as well as stream. So first of all, I will give you the example. If a student leaves the education in between the 4 years, they wanted to resume it, there is no need to restart it from first year. That is, they can continue from where they leave. And another one, in these 4 years, after completing their education, all the academic credit, that is their results, their achievement, will be recorded in academic bank of credit. Do you know ABCID? Students, do you know ABCID? So this ABCID, where ABC stands for academic bank of credit. That is, all our mark sheet or our marks, our records, their credits will be recorded in ABCID. After that, the third one is that the main point of NEP that I like the most, that the education will be application based and not on the memorization method, and other than that is rote learning. And the fourth thing, that is the advantage of NEP, is that entry of top 100 foreign universities in India, which will help students to get admission into the foreign universities, and which will make India the responsible one. Now comes to the last but not the least, the 6% of GDP of India will be spent on education. If it is implemented correctly, it will be the best one so far. Now the cons, that is the negative side of NEP. So first one includes the teaching in mother tongue or regional language for up to the age of 5 will affect children's English speaking skill, which will reflect in their future. And second one, other than this, moreover, there are things in NEP will sideline English, as English is our professional language for education as well as career. And third one is nothing but is future oriented, that if the foreign universities will settle down in India, then how the students will manage with their regional language as the medium of their education. How will they manage to get into the foreign universities? And other point, the low background, whose economical background is so backward, how can they manage to afford these foreign universities? These are some questions related to NEPs which are unsolved. So I can conclude that NEP aims to reform the